Some are born to be beasts of burden. I was betrayed by my best friend. My business failed. Not only did I lose all my savings, but I also ended up with huge debts from loan shark. I only have 3 days left. If you don't pay back this £5 million, I'll make you wish you were dead. My name is John Smith. I come from a humble background with no family wealth. If I want to turn things around, I can only rely on myself. Being penniless, I can only survive on this box of instant noodles, while I'm on my phone trying to make deals. I'm also eating instant noodles. This is the first time I've tried these instant noodles. Unexpectedly, the taste isn't bad. Might as well drink the soup too. Just as I was about to drink the soup, I suddenly noticed the noodles in the bowl seemed to form a line of text. Don't take the tube tomorrow. I rubbed my eyes, wondering if I was hallucinating from food poisoning. Then another mysterious message appeared, and the soup returned to normal. Bloody hell! I jumped up from the table, picked up my phone, ready to call the police. Suddenly, I realized I owed £5 million to loan sharks. This would be difficult to explain. This actually calmed me down. But staring at the bowl of noodle soup, I completely lost my appetite. What on earth is going on? Anyway, I need to go to the south of the city for business tomorrow. If I don't take the tube, how am I supposed to get there? Walk. I don't have money for a taxi. The next day, I arrived at the tube station. In my mind, yesterday's instant noodle warning kept popping up. Finally, I decided to use a shared bike instead. I must be going mad, believing the nonsense of a bowl of instant noodles. At that moment, the traffic light turned red. A news notification popped up on my phone. Northern Line tube station. A man with suspected mental health issues attacked several people with a knife. He's now been apprehended by the police. Reading the notification, a chill ran down my spine. Just then, a luxury car pulled up beside me. The window rolled down. To my surprise, there was a beautiful face inside. Jane. I recognized her immediately. She was like a goddess to me. But then I saw a face I despised. John, getting some exercise. It was him again, that rich Brett Liam. My childhood friend, Tao, schemed against me. And now he's even taken Jane from me. Bye, a loser like you. I don't know what she ever saw in you. The light turned green. To avoid embarrassment, I decided to leave quickly. But Liam slowed down and kept pace. John, you're not doing too great, are you? Still riding a bicycle. None of your business. We're all friends here. Jane doesn't know that I'm in this mess. All because of Liam. You're lucky today, kid. I'll let you off. Remember, only 3 days left. Liam with Jane sped off. My business pitch didn't go well. Only 2 days left. I started to feel anxious. Is my life destined to be trampled on by others? Then I recalled the tube incident from earlier. I hurriedly took out a pack of instant noodles. Soon I ate the noodles until only the soup was left. My heart was pounding, hoping the noodles would predict the future again. If it could tell me tomorrow's national lottery numbers, that would be great. But for a long time, nothing happened. Just as I was about to drink the soup, the noodles formed a string of numbers. These are the winning lottery numbers. I stared at the soup in shock. Then the soup changed to say, "That's right." This time I was terrified. But then I thought, isn't this a gift from heaven? A chance to change my life, driven by some force. I opened the lottery website, realizing the noodles could predict the future. I started to turn my life around, step by step. I found that each pack had to be eaten, until only the soup remained for a prediction. The noodles told me they could only predict events within 4 years, up to the 8th of August, 2028. I didn't eat all the noodles at once. After winning the lottery a few times, and paying off the loan sharks, to avoid suspicion, I started a blog where I made prophecies. Whenever a major event was about to happen, predict it accurately the day before. After many successful predictions, my followers skyrocketed. Some saw me as a god. My predictions became highly influential, shaping many decisions. So I made a prophecy. Zenith Media, run by Liam's father, is facing huge losses. It will file for bankruptcy in 3 days. Overnight, investors and shareholders dumped Zenith Media's stock. Parties sued for breach of contract, demanding compensation for their losses. Zenith Media filed for bankruptcy 3 days later. And because Liam lost his father's support, former enemies sought revenge. His misdeeds were exposed one by one. He went to prison. Only I haven't got my revenge new. It was all a lie. I fabricated, bet with fame and wealth. I realized, as long as you're seen as successful, your lies become truth. Those who once scorned me now grovel before me. Dreams once out of reach are now easy to grasp. Oh, how irritating. But lately, I've been suffering from insomnia because Liam escaped from prison. He's vowed to kill me. But more than that, I'm anxious about the day after tomorrow, the 8th of August 2028. After that day, the noodles will no longer predict anything. Though they've made me rich, I prefer that feeling. Carl controlling the future. But now, it's all coming to an end. Tomorrow, using the last pack of noodles, I'll find out what happens on the 8th of August 2028. After Jane left, I eagerly took out the instant noodles. Why can't you predict the future after tomorrow? What's going to happen? I asked the soup this long brewing question. A line of text slowly emerged in the soup. Because you will die tomorrow. Instantly, my heart raced. Die? Why will I die? Could it be Liam? It must have got the question wrong. I calmed myself and wanted to ask more, but the text text in the soup had already started to fade before my eyes. The text in the soup faded completely. This meant the future had begun. I need to do something. The future can be changed. I've got plenty of money now. Believe I can survive. I called in top private doctor for a full medical checkup. After confirming I was healthy, I rented the city's safest underground bunker. It was built by a wealthy survivalist. It's stocked with everything I'd need. Enough to live there for over a decade. I hired presidential-level bodyguards to watch over me round the clock. And that's not all. I installed cameras across a 2-kilometer radius to monitor everything. A top medical team was on standby for emergencies. Soon, a day had passed. I stared intently at the security screens. Time ticked closer to midnight. I didn't see Liam anywhere, nor any sign of trouble. Then my stomach cramped up. I felt something rising from my throat. It was undigested instant noodles. I choked on the noodles I'd vomited and couldn't breathe. I tried to call for help but couldn't speak. My vision faded to black. My consciousness was swept forward by some energy. I entered a new space. My life flashed before me like a slideshow, projected across this space. A human-like figure made of silk threads stood in my path. A voice, faint and shifting, reached my ears. Buy new from the past, pipe, and also your future. Only on the 8th of August 2028. But at midnight it begins. Our consciousness then enters the fourth dimension. We die in 3 dimensions. But our consciousness lives on in the 4th dimension forever. My time is running out. My consciousness will soon fade. Help your past self take over. So the next you can live until the 8th of August 2028 at midnight. Then my past self dissolved into silk threads and vanished. My body began to break apart, turn into strands of silk. I could see my past selves, but I couldn't speak to them. My human consciousness and memories grew faint. I could only use these threads to wrap around the noodle soup that once predicted my future, using it as a link to reach my past selves. I must do all I can to help my past selves before my consciousness fades completely.